Okay, this is Mr. Peterson, and we're doing a video here to help you with numbers 14 through 20 on the Algebra 2 Review, Chapter 2, Part A. Okay, this first question up here, it's actually got a few flaws in it, but I'm going to go ahead with it. We've got a negative value in the front, which puts the parabola that goes with this upside down. And the vertex here is 0.45, comma 230. And if everything were right in this problem, this would be the price that they should charge for each cookie. And the maximum profit happens way up there, so that's $230. Now, if you look carefully here, it doesn't say X is the price per cookie, and that's what should be. It should say that, but assume it does for sake of this review. Okay, so the next problem is actually pretty easy. You just have to decide whether you're being presented with an equation in vertex form or standard form. The one with the parentheses here is vertex form. And if it's in vertex form, the instructions up here ask you to identify the H and the K, so we label them H and K. And the H is inside the parentheses, but you have to be a little cautious. That's not H, so it's the opposite of H. So we use -1, and then the K is the outside number, and that problem's done. This next one here, where you have it in vertex form, or excuse me, standard form, you don't see any parentheses there. This is standard form. Then the values of A, B, and C you're supposed to label are just in order the coefficients of the terms. They have to be in the right order. You have to have the x squared up in the front and the x in the middle and the constant at the back. But that's A, B, and C. So those are some of the easiest problems on the test, if they show up. This is on the review, but they may or may not show up on the test. Okay, find the vertex of each function and then write the vertex form of the equation. So for vertex form, you need to know A, H, and K. We'll do the A first, actually. Right down there, there's A. H is B over -2 times A. So I'll go 6 over -2 times that A value of -3. 6 over 6 is 1. And then you plug that number in to find K. So when you do all that number crunching, you should get, let's see, -5. And that tells me that the vertex is going to be at 1, -5. And then the second half of this, the vertex form of the equation, let me just write the template first. And I'll fill in the value of A. Remember, that's up here. The opposite of H, and then the K value. And there's that one. All right. Problem 18 is a repeat of that process. You're going to find H first. Actually, I usually label the A first. A is 3. H is B over the opposite, -2 times A. So -18 over -2 times B we have marked, which is -18 over -6. So A is 3 in this problem. And the K we're going to get by plugging the 3 into the formula. So you could type it just like this looks. Once again, I'm going to remind you that you're probably better off, if you're on the home screen, storing this value as the value of x, and then you can type what you see right here, 3x squared minus 18x plus 25. So you get -2 for the K value, and now you're ready to answer the questions. The vertex is at 3, -2. Remember that it's H and K for the vertex. And part B, we'll set up the template. First you plug in the value of A, the opposite of the h value, and k. And so that one's done. All right, we're going to use some of these same skills down here to graph this, and I've actually got the graph already there to save a little bit of time. All right, we're going to find out the value of h, and we'll use the same formula we just used. So in this case, we've got negative 16 divided by 4, which is negative 4, and that becomes the center value on your t-chart. Then you want to get numbers on either side of it. Getting bigger is negative 3, negative 2, and negative 1. Then the other way is these three numbers. So I'll pull my calculator out to fill this in. You need to type in the formula it's going to have to use. And then once you've done that, you go second table settings. Your table start value is at the top of the table, and you want to be in automatic mode. Then go second table, and usually you want to come over here and go 3 or 4 down to the center there and see if you got symmetry. That value is 8. And I'll point to these as that's where I would have graphed it, negative 4, 8. And you can see that it goes to a height of 6 on either side of it. And that's this point and this point. And then it goes down to 0. You actually have the x-intercepts here, right there and right there. And finally all the way down to the bottom of the grid, negative 10 and negative 10. And then you draw your parabola. Okay, we got one more just like that. It really doesn't change much over here. I'm doing the same skills. I'm going to start with h, find h. It's going to be the b value, negative 6. Sorry about that, I kind of messed that up. Over negative 2 times the a value of negative 1, so it's going to be negative 6 over 2. In other words, negative 3. So you put negative 3 in the center of the t-chart and go negative 2, negative 1, and 0 for my getting bigger numbers, and getting smaller, you go the other direction. So once again, you're going to type in the equation here. So you'll see me go to the y equals key. Clear out the old one, type in the new one. And I'm going to go second table settings, and my new start value is negative 6 up there. So negative 6. Automatic mode, and then go second table and over and down, and your k value is 6. So you can see my vertex at negative 3, 6. And on either side of that, this is a good sign, you see matching numbers. It goes down to a height of 5, there and there. And then it goes to a height of 2. That's the next 2 points. And then as you spread out further, it goes down to a height of negative 3. Here and here. And you graph those points, and you got your problem done. So that concludes numbers 14 through 20 on the review, and we'll pick up on the other side with another video.